Hi, welcome. I'm Neil Durling, the club chaplain at Tunbridge Angels. I am the eye candy of the club, which is why I'm doing this interview today for Tunbridge Angels. I'm here with Sophie Purves. Good to see you, Sophie.
Hello Neil, how are you?
Lovely, thank you. It's good being in the warm, isn't it? Because out there, where we were going to do the interview, actually was fairly cold. Now, I've met you at some games last season when no fans were allowed in, and I think we sat over there in the 700 odd seats. And,
we did.
And you once said to me, "Oh, hi, who are you?" And I said who I was, and then I said, "Well, who are you?" But maybe not so politely in my head. I thought, who is she? So who are you?
So I'm very privileged to have been co-opted onto the board here at Tunbridge Angels. So I've been working in the background since before Christmas, helping David Everstreet and the board implement some new schemes, some new ideas. I'm really looking at how, in the long term, we can ensure that we're a sustainable community football club going forward.
Yeah, and haven't we felt that in this pandemic when
it's been so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, clubs going to the wall or potentially going to the wall, so that's fantastic. So where do you come from? Because you don't sound like a southern softie to me.
So I live at the moment in Westerham in Kent. I relocated from Yorkshire nearly 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm, my accent hasn't changed yet, but I have.
But do they think it's changed? When you go out, they say you sound like a real southern softie.
Absolutely, yeah. So I've got a background in football. So I was a director of York City Football Club for 13 years, which is my hometown club. I also, for my sins, I suppose, have an MBA in the football industries.
And then that's a master's.
It is,
okay.
yeah. So I did that in, it would be 1999 now. So yeah.
Okay, that's quite focused. So why did you choose to do that?
Yeah, well, I did my degree at Newcastle University, and I didn't know really what I wanted to do. And I decided that there was a brilliant opportunity as a huge football fan to actually work in the football industry. So I did my MBA as a kind of 22-year-old, and I did, I was 3 months at Manchester City, analysing fan loyalty at Man City.
You wouldn't get much loyalty up there, so it must be a tough job.
Back in those days it was really interesting because we were at Main Road and playing in League One, so it was an interesting time for the club. And then I landed my dream job, which was at the club I'd supported since I was a child, York City. Worked there, and then the club was going to close down, and I got involved with the Supporters Trust. I was a founding member of the Supporters Trust, and we raised about £500,000 in 3 months and took over the football club.
Fantastic.
So it's a great story, and that was my club. But I think since I've relocated south, I've got 2 young boys as well. And
how old are they?
So they're 8 and 10.
Okay.
And I really wanted to fall in love with a football club again and actually watch football where I cared.
Yeah. So why did you choose here?
Well, I know. So we went, as you do, and you relocate, and my geography of the area was terrible as well. But we went to games at Bromley, and we went to games at Sutton, and we went, we've been to Tottenham, and
oh dear.
you kind of look at, you're trying to find where can I watch football with my family every week in, week out. I actually came down here I think it must have been a Tuesday night.
So this was pre-pandemic?
Oh yeah, this is about two years ago, or I'm sure people will know the exact date.
Yeah, we've got a guy called Dan Coldridge, and he was it was on this date, and we had this many fans.
Exactly.
This person came off at this time.
Yeah, the statos will tell you the exact date, but we played Enfield in a cup. I think it was a cup competition. It might have been, but came down and went in the bar and just felt it was a really friendly atmosphere. Club that just felt really good. And then from there, my eldest son plays cricket locally, and we actually met our new goalkeeping coach.
Oh right, yeah.
Who is Adam Deadman. Yeah, so Adam Deadman's son plays cricket with my son.
And goalkeeping coach is a very loose term. We need to be clear on that. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. So I said, he said, oh, I've got some news. I'm the new, goalkeeping coach at Tunbridge Angels. I said, oh, fantastic. I said, I've been down there, really liked it, really nice club, really good feel. And he said, oh, you should meet the chairman, Dave, and you should have a chat with him. So I actually met Dave and Amy down here during the pandemic, before Christmas. They told me about all the great things that they've done for the club, and I think the board have been amazing in actually keeping this club going, because it's it's a hard task.
Yeah, for anyone in leadership in this pandemic, I think you've had to go beyond your comfort zones and knowledge and skills, and I think they've been amazing. So it's very dedicated. Quite a delicate time to join a board. It's not like we're on the up, and
But actually, it's been a positive, which I've said to the rest of the board of the pandemic, has been that it's given you time to reflect and look at what you do and how you can maybe do things differently, how you can improve things. So it's enabled us, when you go from season to season, it's very difficult because you're having to be reactive all the time rather than proactive. So it's given us a bit of space. We've looked at the club and we've looked at what we really need to do, and a big part of that is that we do need to increase the revenue at the club to ensure we are sustainable. So saying that, we have, we've employed our first full-time person here at the club for many years.
Sarah.
Which is Sarah Parks. So Sarah
does a mean cottage pie.
So Sarah has been appointed as events and hospitality manager, and I was involved in that process. And we're opening the marquee for the first time. We're opening the club up for the first time at the weekend, which is incredibly exciting.
Because I don't think people know how good the marquee is.
Yeah.
When I do weddings, which we're literally spitting distance up the road, and a lot of people don't know that this is here. We had one couple that I married, and they came down and they said, "This is brilliant. We can walk down from the church and have our wedding celebrations here." So it is a brilliant asset that we've got.
And the idea is with the marquee, which is a fantastic facility, is to implement a full calendar of events throughout the year and publish that quite soon. And we have to, it's about football as well. We need to get more people down here. We need to get younger fans. We need to encourage the next generation of support.
Well, I feel young down here, and I'm 48, so I quite like it. I don't know that I want the age demographic. But in all seriousness, because when my son comes down, my oldest, who's 15 now, sorry, he's surprised at the quality of the football, but also that it's such a friendly atmosphere. We need more of that age group in the 20s.
And I think, with the whole situation in the last, week or so about the European Super League and how absolutely disgusting that proposal was, and the way that those clubs have, totally went into that disregarding their supporters, I think that there's going to be a move in the future that people want to watch local grassroots football more, and people also want to be able to relate to the players that are on the pitch. How can I relate to somebody who's earning 200 grand a week? I can't as a normal person, but I can relate to somebody that's earning working hard to earn a decent regular salary, on a pitch every week.
And that's part of what the gaffer really puts forward, is that players need to go into the bar, and they need to be around the fans. And to be fair, because I'm in the change room, the players don't moan about that. They're quite happy to engage. And the players have said to me, this is a really good club, fan-wise, to be around. Pitch is great, fans are great, facilities are great.
And I think from a player point of view, it's a very straightforward football club. So they come here, they've got a manager that's extremely fair, straightforward, good professional person. And they've got a club where they know that they're going to get paid, which is incredibly important, and they know they're not going to be messed around. Unfortunately, in the football industry, there are people and there are clubs that don't operate in the right way. We operate in the correct way here at Tunbridge Angels.
So how do you, because you used the word there, industry, how do you, that's a trigger word for some people, how do you balance it being an industry and a family club? So you want to make as much money as you can, but you want people to enjoy a pint together. How do you balance
that?
that?
I think you can achieve that, and that's what I've been, trying to kind of promote to the board, and I think that they've been really, really supportive. Is that it's not about changing the culture and the ethos of a club. This is a community football club. This always will be a community football club, and we always have to maintain a warm, welcome, friendly family environment, and that's really, really important. But at the same time, we have a commitment, to pay, 25 people plus salaries, which is quite a sizable amount. And so we have to, at the same time as maintaining that, all those brilliant things in that culture, we do have to become more professional at the same time and bring more revenue into the club. And that's a lot about people coming down here. We need to get more people down here, not just for first team. And what's become very clear to me, looking at the club and looking at non-league in general, is that an artificial pitch is key to the sustainability of this club, and that's something as a board that we're going to drive forward. It's not a pipe dream. We're actually looking at that incredibly seriously to implement within the next 3 seasons.
Okay, well that's
because that enables you to have all your youth teams playing here. You have your disability team, you have your women's team, and you can
have charity games.
Charity games.
Because I once played in a charity game. I scored a penalty. I never bring it up because I'm so humble, but I did score a penalty down here. You're right, and to be able to play on this pitch and then to let other groups use it.
And hiring it out to the community. And that changes because the more people you get down here, the more they know about the facilities, the more you can open the bar, you can open your catering outlets, and it just brings so much more money into the football club. It could increase our revenue by £200,000 a year with a 3G pitch, and that gives us proper sustainability, and it allows us to invest in the team, because obviously we're a non-profit making association, so everything that we generate is reinvested in the club, into the facilities, which do need to be improved, and also into the team, because I think the aspiration has to be for this club to play in the National League. That has to be our aspiration, and to potentially go full time. And I think there's a tendency to look at ourselves as like the poor relations, to Maidstone or Dartford.
We don't mention
or whatever.
them.
I know we don't mention them, but we don't need to be. We deserve to be playing in the league that we're playing. We're holding our own, and we've got an incredibly good manager who I do believe is an asset to the football club. And I've worked with 9 managers previously, so I do have some experience about what a good manager.
I'm not going to ask who the worst one is. I'm sure someone's popped into your mind.
And I think that's this is where we have to go. We have to have some ambition. We need to think of ourselves as worthy to be in this league and worthy as challengers for the next league. And within this whole sort of dream and well, it's not a dream. It's a a real aim that we get artificial pitch brings more revenue into the club, and we improve our facilities.
So when you came down and you met with Dave, the chairman,
yes,
and with Amy, did you think, oh, this is a club that's on its knees and is falling apart, got so much to do, or did you think this is a club that's great and has got even more potential to be better?
I think I said to them in the first meeting, I said, what you've done is brilliant. You've done so many good things, but I understand as well that there's volunteer fatigue. Nobody's getting paid, nobody's taking expenses out of the club. Everybody that's involved is a volunteer, and it's a difficult task, and you have to face criticism within football as well, and that's not easy for some people. Personal criticism, and also there's only so much you can give. For me it's slightly easier because I've done many things before, so for me to implement new things is not as daunting, I think, as some of the as it has been for some of the board members.
And so you're one of those board members that kind of wafts around in your sheepskin jacket and never talks to the fans, unless they buy you a drink. Or you know, in all seriousness, can people email you through the club?
No, I've always been that. So at York, so I used to run all the fans forums at York City. So I was director of community and communications. So that's the sort of area I looked after there. I'm going to be more commercially focused here because I think that's our main aim and our main requirement. But I'm very much, well, I like to think I'm a friendly person that can get on with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, I would agree with that. You're very approachable, and you made the effort to come and talk to me. And I think if you do want to chat to Sophie about anything, you know, we can all moan on the forum or come up with, you know, plots and all of this kind of thing. But just talk to Sophie.
I think that's the right way, because you don't always get everything right. So I think
I did make a mistake in 1986. I'm still recovering from it now. But no, I don't. Yeah.
You know, you don't always get everything right, and there will be times when, you know, the club will get things wrong, or I personally will get things wrong. And I think it's just great to have that open dialogue. I think my email address is already on the website.
Right.
So it's already on the kind of contact us or directors page. But yeah, I mean, the main driver for me as well, because people, you know, can be a little bit cynical about your involvement and, you know, well, why do you want to get involved really? And I think it's one, I'd like to make a positive difference, because that's the type of person I am. I'd like to do that. But really the main driver is I want my boys to watch live football every weekend. You know, Santa was very good to them and got them Tunbridge Angels shirts this year. Yeah, Santa was great.
With the orange ones or the blue ones?
With the blue ones.
Okay.
So it will be very much, match days will be, you know, I envisage doing a lot of my work for the football club during the week. Match days for me will be very much about enjoying the football, you know, with my family. My parents have also relocated to the south, to Westerham. So, you know, my father is a huge football fan as well, so they'll be here as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Great, well, it's lovely to meet you today,
you.
And I hope that gives you a bit more of a flavour of what Sophie hopes to bring to the club. And we'll see you soon. Dan's arm's aching and all this falling off, so we're
sorry, I can't talk.
Oh no, yeah, and that's good. Brilliant. Take care, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.